Good morning. I'm Andy Myers at Weiss Research.
I'm Jen Amos, and this is your morning market alert for Wednesday, December 22nd. Not much movement ahead of the bell on Wall Street. Investors are digesting the final reading of third quarter gross domestic product and awaiting data on existing home sales in November. We'll be back later this morning with a breakdown of those reports. So far this month, we've seen solid gains for U.S. stocks. On Tuesday, the S&P 500 closed at its highest level since the trading day before Lehman Brothers collapsed in September 2008.
In addition to those economic data, some earnings news may move the market today. Drugstore chain Walgreen beat expectations with its quarterly profit, and sales were in line with estimates. Walgreen shares are rising more than 5% on the news. But shares of Nike are falling 6% in the pre-market. The company posted a 22% jump in fiscal second quarter profit, topping estimates. But Nike warned that its margins in the current quarter will be smaller than expected because of rising costs. Despite that warning, FBR Capital boosted its price target on Nike stock to $98 a share.
Another company reporting earnings after Tuesday's closing bell was Red Hat. Net income at the software maker jumped nearly 59% on 21% revenue growth. Following the release, Oppenheimer boosted its price target on the stock. And speaking of software, the biggest name in the industry is making headlines today. Microsoft will reportedly develop a new version of its Windows operating system for smartphones and tablet computers. The new software will complement chips designed by ARM Holdings, which consume less power than those made by Intel or Advanced Micro devices. The news prompted Numis to boost its price target on ARM shares, and the stock is jumping more than 8% in London.
Several other technology stocks may be on the move today following analyst calls. BMO Capital named Qualcomm its top pick in communications equipment for 2011, and Morgan Stanley called eBay a tactical research idea. Meanwhile, Stifel Nicolaus boosted its price target on IBM shares, saying the fundamentals for internet technology are improving. And ThinkEquity upgraded Priceline.com to a buy, sending those shares 2% higher in the pre-market.
We'll also be keeping an eye on the banking sector today. Oppenheimer raised its stock price targets on several financial companies, including Wells Fargo, Citigroup, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan Chase, and Goldman Sachs. Meanwhile, Raymond James called Bank of New York Mellon a strong buy and placed an outperform rating on State Street.
And finally, turning to the energy sector, Franklin Resources is losing ground in the pre-market following a downgrade from Susquehanna. But Constellation Energy may move higher at the open after Citigroup raised it to a buy. Goldman Sachs says to buy shares of Freeport-McMoRan because copper will stay strong throughout next year. Copper prices rose to an all-time high yesterday, but they're dropping back a bit this morning. However, crude oil is rising back above $90 a barrel. That's the latest from Weiss Research. We'll be back after the opening bell with all the market reaction.